We're go!
Welcome everyone to a new episode of Cinema Dopes. We have a very special guest here. We got Logan Endy. How you doing, bud?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. I feel very honored to be here.
Yeah. And we're joined with Derk and Emily and myself, Cade. Yeah. So what we watch, everyone?
History of Trunks!
History of
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. A movie that it's not even a movie. It's like 48 minutes.
It's a special.
It's a special.
Like a special.
Yeah.
But it was released in theaters, so I guess it kind of counts.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah,
I thought it was just...
I didn't know that.
In Japan, they would like even if it's like a short OVA like this, they would still show it in theaters.
Oh,
Over there. So.
interesting.
I know
So I
they
guess kinda
showed.
like- Sorry.
No, I know they showed a bunch of like the older like Z movies in theaters and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
but in like the when they brought it over to the West, there was just like, oh, here it is on VHS.
Right.
Yeah, that's usually how it went.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
guess.
or like the
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, or like the OG like Looney Tunes stuff, where people would watch it like in theaters when it was just like an episode or like a short or something.
Mm. Yeah. So, I guess there's no other way to say this. Logan, what is your relationship with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT and all that stuff?
Well, I have been a Dragon Ball fan for as long as I can remember. It's one of like the first animes that I've ever watched, and I've just fallen in love with it since. And I keep up with practically every little thing about it. I just
Mhm.
love the characters, love the fights, everything about it. I just enjoy.
Is there any other reasoning behind us suggesting or like talking about it on why we picked Trunks?
We discussed it. Me and you, Cade. We discussed it a while back when we were planning this.
Uh-huh.
But you brought up episode of the Bardock special,
Yeah.
which is about Goku's dad, and
Not-
my mind immediately.
Not the
My
one,
mind-
not the crisp animated one that's really bad. The original like
Yeah.
80s one.
Although we should watch that one.
Oh god, no.
Uh,
God, that one's
but,
bad.
you brought up the Bardock special, and then my mind immediately went to History of Trunks, because I personally think that one is the History of Trunks is better of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like no hate to Bardock and stuff like that. I love Bardock. My one good buddy back home, he is like Bardock's #1 fan.
Mm.
And like I like Bardock as a character, but I just think History of Trunks is the better of the two specials, and it's also probably one of my favorite pieces of Dragon Ball media.
Nice. Now, Dirk, I've known that you've liked Dragon Ball. What's your history with it too?
Yeah, so my history is actually kind of complex with
Mhm.
Dragon Ball Z. Also, but I do want to quickly say though, correction on myself. History of Trunks actually wasn't shown in theaters. You guys were right. It was just a regular TV special in Japan.
Ah.
But
Did they play them back to back though? I know you mentioned that before we sat.
Yeah,
and, like,
because-
watched it.
Yeah, so in 2008 they remastered this one on DVD, and when that remaster came out, that's when they put it with Bardock. But
Mhm.
Bardock originally was from like 1990, I believe, so that was like a few years before History of Trunks. But when they were re-released on DVD, it's like they just put the two together. So I guess now just by association, they're kind of like joint in that way.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like with the franchise itself, it's very interesting because it's like I think my very first memory of like seeing anything Dragon Ball related was, I don't even know how old I was. I was like 5, 6 years old maybe, and they were doing Dragon Ball Z on TV, but it was in Spanish.
Oh.
It was for years, like before I got like into the series, I always like wondered like what episode it was that I saw on TV that day all those years ago. And I think from what I remember, what it matches in my head is it was the very beginning of the series. It's the episode in the very first arc when I think it's when Goku dies. Like when he's fighting Raditz.
with Raditz.
Yeah, I think that was the episode that was playing. But like it was in Spanish. I didn't know what was going on. I just saw like all these muscular dudes fighting, and it was a green guy, and it's like, okay.
There's a green Yoshi guy.
Yeah. So I like it. Similar to like a lot of the franchises like that we talked about on this show. Like DBZ was just like one of those things that like I just like knew through like cultural osmosis. Like it was just like always a thing that existed like in pop culture, and I was like just like familiar with it just because like that's just how it was. It was everywhere. Then I remember like around like 2009, 2010, I kept hearing this song like come from the TV every Saturday morning. And I just heard like don't stop wearing like that.
Oh
like,
yeah.
What show is this? And like, cause like my one older brother, he would like wake up earlier than me, like on Saturday mornings, and he would watch this show that I didn't know what it was with my mom. And then like one time I actually woke up early enough to like hear like what that song was that I would always hear, and I realized it was the theme song to Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was airing around that time, like 2010. So that was like the first time I like actually like sat down to like actually watch anything Dragon Ball related was when Kai was releasing, and that's when it was airing on the CW for Kids. Because I know eventually it was on Nicktoons after the Frieza saga.
You just brought back some memories with the CW kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like after the Frieza saga show was moved to Nicktoons because Nickelodeon got the rights to syndicate the show. And like it's so interesting because it's like I haven't watched like every single individual episode of the show, but I've basically seen the whole thing. Like I know how the whole show goes, like every arc, and everything. I was actually like watching through Kai before I moved out like a couple of months ago. We were like watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, and we coincidentally we were like around like this part of the show, like when Trunks was introduced, and then we kind of like dropped off and haven't watched the show since. It's been a couple months. But yeah, I mean since then it's like I've just like I haven't gone super deep into Dragon Ball media, but like I've played a couple of the games. Like I played Budokai 3 and stuff like that. I've watched a bit of the original Dragon Ball. I've seen some of the movies. The only movie I've seen in theaters is Superhero, the one that came out in 2022.
I saw that in theaters with a group of my friends. I saw Broly with one of my friends.
I wish I saw Broly in theaters. Like I think if we're talking like best movie in the whole franchise, like Broly, like not just as a DBZ movie, but like just as an action film in general, like that is like the best one.
Yeah, there was build up, but then once everybody like is met up in like the Arctic, it's just pure action from that point till the end of the movie.
Yeah,
great movie.
Maybe we'll look at it in a future episode.
And like when it comes to like me and like the rest of the movies, like the most exposure I had, I remember Nicktoons did a marathon of like a bunch of them, not including this one because I don't remember them doing History of Trunks. But like I didn't really like watch the movies, but like they would just be on TV like during the marathon, so I would see like bits and pieces of like them. So I like if I see a bit of like one of the movies, I'll probably know which one it is if I just see it. But, yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean that's really my kind of complex history with Dragon Ball Z.
Gotcha. Emily, you want to tell us your history of Dragon Ball Z, or should I tell mine?
I can go ahead, I guess.
Okay.
Unlike the rest of the crew in this episode, I have little to no association with Dragon Ball. Similar to Derek, when I was very young, I watched it on, I think you said ZW, because I remember that they did like a marketing change or something where there was like a ninja guy jumping around the logo or something, and then I remember the channel just not existing, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just not watching these shows anymore. I remember watching like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dragon Ball and probably a couple other shows that I can't think of right now. But me being like a younger kid, just kind of watching TV because my parents weren't awake yet, sort of thing.
Ah.
I remember watching it, but not really like getting it. Like the only episode I think I really remember, I don't even know what it's called, but I remember either Gohan or somebody of that lineage was like in the clouds somewhere with like a monkey type character. And there was like this
Fucking
dude
Bubbles.
that was like his master or something. I don't fully remember. And there's also an episode that I saw where like Piccolo was being really like moody and grouchy. And there was some
that's
sort of backstory, but I don't remember what.
That's just how he is throughout like the whole series.
Yeah, pretty much.
But other than that, like I hadn't gotten into the show ever since CW didn't play it anymore or wasn't a channel anymore or anything. So watching it now, like after watching the movie, I'm like, oh, I forgot how like kind of goofy this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
But
darns.
that's all I gotta say. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never realized how much censoring there is in that, in like just Dragon Ball in general.
Yeah, this dub of History of Trunks, I believe, was recorded in 2003. So this was like before they recorded like the uncut version of because they eventually went back and they redid the dub. But I think this is like one of the movies that they didn't go back and do, at least as far as I know.
Did they go back and redo Bardock then as well, or was that
They
another one that
might
just
have
got lost?
actually. I think the Bardock they might have actually redone, maybe. But yeah, honestly, it was at a point with this one that I thought Trunks wasn't voiced by Eric Vale in this version. Like I thought it was like some other kid, but then I realized like, oh wait, no, that actually is him. But this is like when he was like younger when he voiced him. But yeah, he still voices Trunks in the English dub even to this day. So
That's
I think
cool.
that's like it's like really interesting to hear like how he did the voice like back then all those years ago.
Yeah. So, I have a funny story with Dragon Ball in general. So initially, I wasn't like a big fan of it. I like Derek. I learned of it through popular culture of like osmosis, like you know, like Kids Next Door. They did like a parody of it with number 5. Who's the blonde kid in Kids Next Door?
It's been so
Oh,
long
number
since I've
4.
seen
Oh, it's
Kids
number
Next
4. Yeah, there's a parody of like him being Goku and like his
Yeah.
hair like
I
being
know what
2
you're
stories
talking about.
tall, and he's like fighting
Yeah.
the kids down the street.
The wonderful Kids Next Door, I think they are.
Yeah, and they're all like a Hydra version of like Frieza.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and like seeing like a bunch of parodies of that to the point where I thought for some reason Goku with black hair and Goku as a Super Saiyan were 2 different characters for some reason. So whenever yeah.
I thought that's something that I would think too as a kid. That they're just 2 different people.
Yeah. So when it came to like, honestly, I didn't really watch much of the show itself until after I saw DBZA, which is like this YouTube channel that did like an abridged dub version of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball, or I mean just Dragon Ball Z. And I remember watching all of them and thinking, man, like a lot of these jokes I don't get, but it's really, really funny. And when they got to season 3, which was like the androids and Cell and everything, they actually like, tried to like make it more of a drama. And I was like, okay, this is like actually like really good action, really good character work and everything. And then I went from that to watching stuff from Super, so I never went back to watch Dragon Ball Z. I just like kind of knew like the footnotes of everything. Like I never went back to watch. I've seen the Trunks episodes, like the official dub where he kills Frieza. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of goofy. I don't know if I could watch this entire show.
Yeah, and honestly, that makes me want to like ask you guys like which do you prefer, like the original Z or like the Kai remaster from 2009?
I did not watch the original. I've only watched it through Kai, so that's really the only version that I know.
Mhm.
I know it's like a huge debate on like Twitter and like
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like, oh, the original dub is so much better or Kai is so much better. But I really only have a relationship with Kai because that's what I watched when on Toonami when it would
Oh yeah.
air.
I feel like The only argument that really like makes sense to me is that the original art direction of it looks better than with
Oh
Kai,
yeah, no doubt.
because it's like when they hit someone, like Frieza gets hit in the gut and he spits out something, it's not just like white mush, it's blood.
Well,
And it's
okay,
just
well,
like
that whole thing is only because when the show was on CW and Nicktoons, they had to censor it. But there is a version of Kai that's TV-14. That's not. Like, censored.
okay.
Yeah, that's the
So-
one. That's the one that I saw because
Yeah.
it aired on when Toonami was like that midnight to like
Yeah.
3 a.m. like 6 a.m. block. On
Gotcha.
Cartoon Network. So
Okay.
that's the one I saw. I didn't see
Yeah.
like the censored. I know they censored Dragon Ball now for like the audience and stuff like that. Even in Japan, they censor it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I did eventually watch more of Z, like bits and pieces, but I've seen all of Super, like all of it, and
Poor child.
it's not great. A lot of it's not great.
A lot of the early stuff isn't great.
Yeah.
With those two arcs, I just watched the movies and then skipped it to the tournament.
Yeah, to the Universe 6, Universe 7.
Yeah.
That's how you should do it because like there was no need to like retell them the
No.
Battle of Gods and Res F. There was really no need to. They could have just started from Universe 6, but I see why they did.
Hmm.
You know what's sad? I've done the complete opposite.
Oh no.
You-
Because so like the show came out like right when I started to like really know more about the franchise, and like I really wanted to like, it's like okay, like finally like a brand new show, like it's airing like as I'm like able to see it on TV. So like I watched like all of like the first like 60 or so episodes, and
Oh.
I will defend the early part of the show. Like it's not great, especially like that very first arc is not great, but like for me, like the appeal of the Dragon Ball franchise isn't always like the action, but also it's the characters and like the dynamics that they have with each other. And
Mhm.
I don't mind that the early part of Super is a lot more like slice of life. If
Yeah.
No,
anything.
I don't mind.
Oh.
I don't mind that part, but it's like when they get to like retelling the movies because it's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
but-
instead of it being at Capsule Corp, oh, it's on a boat.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I didn't watch Battle of Gods: The Resurrection F, so like I had like no like prior knowledge of like what these stories were about. But then the problem was that once it actually got to the good part of the show, like Tournament of Power, I got super busy with high school and I never finished it. And it's already been like 7 years and I never went back to watch the ending.
Oh no.
It's okay. Don't worry. They'll retell it all in Super
Yeah,
Like
season.
2030.
Yeah, in
The
2030.
The Tournament of Power is like, it has its highs, but it also has its lows.
Oh god. And the worst
It
part, it's not
has-
even the lowest of Super.
No, it's one of the best parts of Super, the Tournament of Power. But at the same
I mean,
time,
I,
it's also
I've heard all the praise about Tournament of Power all these years. Like everyone is like, they say like it's not only like the best part of Super, like one of like their favorite arcs in like all of like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
The Tournament of Power is good. It was just like watching it from the complaints that
Weekly.
I heard. It's just like waiting weekly
Yeah.
for episodes, and then like it's just like, oh, this is how Tien goes out, this is how Piccolo goes out, and then waiting a week.
Yeah.
Like that was what hurt the arc. But like if you just sit down and binge it, it's pretty good.
It's fire. But yeah, speaking of Piccolo dying, let's talk about History of Trunks.
Actually,
Yeah, you had to go there, huh?
Yeah.
as we go into the actual movie, I do have to ask Emily how confusing was this?
Oh yeah.
This movie just like jumping right into it, like
Well, there was no like character explanation. It was just like everyone shoved into one scene, then he's dead. And I was like, okay. And then it's like 13-year time skip, and I'm like, what?
Uh-oh, you know those people from the previous scene? Yeah, they're all dead now too, except for these people.
So when it would like cut to randomly to the submarine with Master Roshi and them, you would be like, "What is happening? Why am I looking at an old man, a pig, a turtle, and a flying cat?"
in underwater.
Yeah, and
the
they're like,
submarine.
it's like what they say is like, a pig and I forget the other thing that you just said, and he's like, yeah, I guess you're right, and I'm like, what?
What?
Okay.
Roshi was gonna leave the submarine and go fight the androids and die.
Yeah.
That would have been cool though. One last Kamehameha from Master Roshi. That would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
He essentially did that in his moment of power.
Yeah. And guess what? It was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. This.
I have to ask the arbitrary question for Cade and Derek, since you guys are. We've already established how well versed of Dragon Ball fans you are. Before we get into the actual, I gotta ask the arbitrary question. Favorite transformation? I just gotta get that out of the way.
Fuck.
I have a very basic answer. Well, not basic, but like I feel like you can't beat the original like Goku's transformation on Namek.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, like that one like always hits for me. Like it's like such a monumental like piece of animation right there.
True.
Like
I think it's a toss-up between. Okay, one's really more recent than the other, but it's a toss-up between actually like Trunks' transformation in this special is always one of my favorites, and I really like in Broly when Goku transforms into Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah.
Like when he goes when he like
where he like
he's going into
I know
Ultra Instinct and then he pulls back and then he becomes Super Saiyan Blue. That's really cool. I kind of like that. It shows he's not
cool.
He's not here to kill Broly. He's here to humble him.
That was cool to see in like animation when like the movie came out, and like people I watched like a clip on like TikTok or something where like it was an audience reaction to that scene, and everybody saw the silver hair and was just like, oh, and it's just like everybody was like hyped seeing the silver hair, and then it just blew. My answer, Cade already knows this answer. I will always have a big red fur shaped hole in my heart for Super Saiyan 4.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I respect it. I respect it.
I love Super Saiyan 4 from GT. I even love its resurgence in Daima. I actually kind of prefer the Daima design more than I do the GT one, but that's just me. And the transformation from in Daima with when Goku's like back to being like an adult and not like a kid is so good, because he essentially just like redoes what he did with Boo, but adds Super Saiyan 4 to it.
Yeah.
And it's so insanely well animated.
Yeah.
So I just had to get the arbitrary Dragon Ball question out of the way.
No, that's valid. I respect that, honestly. Just because like I feel like for decades people just hate on SS4. Like I don't know.
I feel like all that hate is transformed towards Beast Gohan.
Yeah.
And like it's
alright.
alright.
As much as I like Superhero, I do like Beast Gohan, but Orange Piccolo is better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hands down.
This man.
What if he was orange?
What if he was orange? Also, I realize as we're just talking about this, Emily's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of this
I'm
makes no
names.
sense.
Yes, with my vague knowledge, I'm hearing names and like descriptions and trying to envision it in my head. I'm like, okay. Let's see.
So,
Maybe the next time we'll do Superhero.
Or Broly. I think Broly's
Or
like
Broly.
the one that I feel like anybody can just jump in.
the
and
Z
enjoy.
Broly.
Yeah. Oh, we could do Z Broly.
But yeah, I guess now's a good time to get actually into the special here. It starts off with the normal Dragon Ball Hechala, and one moment I think that caught all of us off guard is that there's just a shot of Piccolo just standing there, arms crossed, aura farming like as he does with the cape flap and everything, and it just cuts to Bulma's tits.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It's
why? So that means that's always in the intro.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
every
that's
time
always
that
the
intro
intro.
is used, it's there.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Until- It's there till the Boo Saga when they changed the
Yeah.
intro for the Boo Saga.
So
So
every
it's there
single
it's there
episode.
from the beginning of Z till the Boo Saga.
Wow, that's wild. No wonder so many people think Swole was a sexy character. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, in the special, as we mentioned, everyone's dead, starting with Goku dying from a heart attack or something. Some random reason Goku's dead. He's the first one dead. He fades off into the sunset, and just like he's gone. He's not coming back. And then all of a sudden, androids show up. And they thought, oh hey, let's do the bright idea of letting Piccolo go first. You know, the guy connected to Kami and can bring us all back. Yeah, let's have him go first, and he dies first. Like,
And
Well,
then,
let's
and
play the cards
then
right.
Vegeta's next.
and then Vegeta's next. My boy Vegeta got done dirty. He got Super Saiyan at least, but
No,
he...
no. If we're talking about who got done dirty, we're talking about Krillin. They shot 2 beams directly into his eyes.
That's true. They did do that. But yeah,
Like
everyone died of the Z Fighters.
Mhm.
This, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, man, we're really introducing Emily to all these characters just to see them die instantly.
Yeah.
This is like if like
Especially with
someone
Gohan.
didn't know anything about like Marvel, and the first thing they watched was like Marvel Zombies or something like that. Where it's like, he dies.
Or
The
Infinity
first
War,
thing they
yeah.
watch, the first thing they watch is Infinity War Endgame.
Yeah.
This is a very similar experience to when my sister was introducing me to Demon Slayer,
hmm
and we watched Mugen Train first for some reason instead of watching the show first. And you know, I got very emotionally attached to Rengoku. And I'm like, I love this guy so much. And he's a cartoon character, so I can safely emotionally invest in this person. And then he died. And I'm like,
and then upper
Oh.
3.
yeah, and I'm just there like, just as emotionally crushed as Tanjiro and everybody else is. And I'm just there like, but we barely got to know him. Like, and then everything, they have all these flashbacks, and I'm like, guys, stop! You're breaking my heart. But yeah, and then when I finally got to watch season 1, when I think it ends with the Hashiras being introduced, and they're like Kyojuro Rengoku, and I'm like, I know what happened to this man. So it's a similar situation with Gohan, I guess, for this, where I'm like, yeah, this Gohan guy, like, he's kind of a little weird, but you know, he's teaching this Trunks guy some stuff, and then he loses his arm,
hmm
and then he actually croaks,
hmm
and I'm like, oh, he's actually like done,
Yeah.
and now Trunks is on his own.
Yeah.
So similar experience, I guess.
I guess this is no better time to talk about it, but like those commercial breaks were amazing.
Oh yeah, the interstitials, yeah.
Yeah, there were intermissions laced throughout the like a little cuts where like a card would show up, and it's just like, oh, the Dragon Ball will be right back, or
Yeah.
and it would just be like the most like random times.
Yeah. I think they did this on purpose because it's a good beat to end, like cut to a next scene, but it's just so funny when it's like we got beat up, we need help, and then it's just like shows Gohan has no arm, and then just ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da da. It's like, okay. And then even later he just dies, and it's just this sad scene of Trunks going Super Saiyan, and it's just immediately like cartoonish commercial break.
You also called it like after like the second one, you were like, oh, I know where they're gonna put another one, and if they do, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I was like, please tell me that would be the funniest thing in the world. But when I thought about it right after the commercial break ended, I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, there's another time skip after he turned Super Saiyan. It's like another what, like 3 years?
Yeah, I think
So they never really say how long it
Yeah,
was.
it's like 3 years, I think.
Yeah, because he looks different. He has a different haircut, sort of. He's got the jacket and the sword for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand where did he get the sword from.
He had it.
I honestly didn't even really notice a time jump. I just thought
Yeah.
he was like, all right, fighting these dogs, and
Even I
randomly
didn't realize it was
scored.
a time jump until like a bit after. It was like, oh wait,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, time kind of move forward.
Yeah. But yeah, is there there's a specific line I thought of earlier in the special that I want to talk about, but I want to ask is there anyone else that has a favorite line in this special?
I wrote down, "You goose."
Oh.
I thought
Yeah.
that one was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like when
I love-
Trunks is just like bedridden, and his mom just like, "Huh, you goose." Like I think it was like her ridiculing him for like going out on his own or whatever.
You
But I
silly
just thought-
guy.
Yeah, like instead of saying like, yeah, don't do that, she was like, "Ha, you goose." And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I really liked when the androids were getting on the carousel and 18 goes to 17. Pick your steed, partner.
Where am I?
my one of my personal favorites was in the early in the special where it's the one random going, it's just fireworks, honey, don't worry, as he gets eviscerated
Yeah.
Terminator 2 style. That's so wild. Imagine that's the last thing you hear. It's alright, don't worry. Ah!
What was the other one that I liked? I liked when 18 was leaving the clothing store. It's just like I may be an android, but I'm also a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a wild line there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that I guess that's a good way to segue into just the androids in general. I mean, something just always doesn't feel right with me with the androids in this. Like I don't know if it's me. I like how they can get silly, like 17 with the car. And him, like, and then I'm having like a point system, like 10 points per human. Like, yeah, that's something. That's like some sort of like different sort of characters. But I guess that's the point. They're supposed to be like killer, like robot people, like with no emotions. But then, like, where's the character? Where's the character arc, Mainsley?
Like, and
They-
what took me aback with this special is like, because like going in like knowing like, oh, this is like about like the events that led up to Trunks going back in time to try and save Goku and everything.
Mhm.
I feel like it will be a story that will be like a lot more serious because it's basically like the demise of his own like reality, and I'm having to go back and change it. But it's mostly just the android just goofing around and killing people. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be like this goofy. Like I wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
I do say they do. This special does a good job of like making the androids as like a threat, but in the original like timeline where Trunks goes back to, they're just like their sole purpose is to kill Goku.
Right.
Where they're just like kind of like this off-screen kind of like force that is like constantly moving towards Goku while he is bedridden.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, since Goku's gone, they can do whatever they want and be like an actual like menace.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like that about them. I do like their like little goofy times like where, because they are siblings, so they have that like sibling energy to back it up. I do like that about them.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it is interesting to see the difference between them in this and them in like the actual timeline, all because of 16. Like he's like kind of like the soul of that group there, even though he has the least amount of soul out of all of them. But yeah, it's just a very again, that's more of the show and not much of the special. I'm trying to. I remember, Emily, we initially were talking about like Dragon Ball, like just like you and me, and how you like were gonna like talk about.
I think I was talking about how the names are very strange.
Yes.
Like
the naming.
because-
Yes.
Yeah, because I have like some mild Japanese language knowledge, and I know like Gohan means rice,
Right.
and Chi-Chi means father, although you informed me that the character Chi-Chi is someone's mother. I think you said
Gohan's mother, yeah.
It's Gohan's mother.
Gohan's mom, yeah. So I'm like, what? And during like the film, I could like read some of the kana and gana, but it was going too fast. Where I'm like, I can't comprehend what this is.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought that was like interesting and kind of strange. I feel like it was like either two things, that they purposely made it goofy for a reason, or there was something like lost in translation, and then they're just like, you know what? We'll just keep this going, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like it was more like they intentionally made it wacky. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't know why.
A lot of the naming in Dragon Ball, or like Toriyama, who wrote Dragon Ball, he had a lot of like, rip Toriyama. But he, for like Goku, and like the Saiyans, like they're all named after like vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think of what else.
Frieza.
Bulma, Frieza, Bulma and her family, they're all named after like underwear and like swim trunks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
even the Ginyus are have a naming convention.
Yeah, they're like named after like dairy products, I think.
Yeah, like the Japanese dub of dairy products, which is very funny to think about that, because with the whole naming convention thing here, I'm thinking, what is Nappa? What is that supposed to be? Because Raditz is radish, Vegeta's vegetable, Kakarot is carrot, Broly's broccoli,
Right.
Bardock. What's Bardock?
Nappa,
What's Nappa?
Nappa might be cabbage, maybe. I don't fully know. I'm just going off my knowledge.
There is a Saiyan
Kaba.
named Kaba, who is cabbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's kale and cauliflower.
Yeah.
Which is kale and cauliflower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they combine to be Kefla. Okay.
Yeah, which, well, or what vegetable is fucking Gogeta and Vegito?
So, anyways, but also like Piccolo, Tambourine, and like all that, like back in like Dragon Ball and all that, they had a naming convention there, right?
Yeah, they were woodwind instruments.
Yeah.
Well, they were instruments. Piccolo is just a woodwind instrument.
Yeah. And then it's just, it's the same name. Who cares? It's fine.
Yeah.
But, man, Gohan's just a dick to Trunks. Like, initially. He's like, Gohan, help! I can't believe it. We need your help to fight the androids. And he's like, haha, you suck. You're too emotional, Trunks. That's crazy, dude. This kid just gave his heart out to you, and you're just like, you are a fuck up.
He's also just staring menacingly, like, at first. Well, in, like, the first scene, I think when Trunks first shows up, I think he's like, why? And then Gohan's just, like, staring at him. And then it cuts to the, like, Trunks pouring his heart out. And then he's just staring at himself in the glass.
Yeah.
For a couple of seconds.
Yeah. It's just...
and then he goes like, Trunks, I'm gonna teach you how to fight. And then that's it. And then they're master and pupil.
Yep. I mean, that's a lot nicer than how Piccolo became his Gohan's master.
Yeah,
just
he
kidnapped him and started, like, basically torturing him.
We should talk about, like, their dynamic as master and pupil.
Yeah. It's a lot of, hey, Trunks, you can do it. You can turn Super Saiyan. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting dynamic, because I feel like I never really think of like a lot of like Trunks and Gohan interactions like in like the regular timeline, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also to be fair, Gohan takes much of a backseat in the later years of the series.
That's
so I mean,
true.
So it is interesting to see, like,
Boo was supposed to be Gohan's
reality.
season, though. It's supposed to be his arc, right?
High
Right?
school.
Nah.
Great Saiyaman was his arc.
Yeah, that's all he gets. He gets Great Saiyaman and then superhero. It's the Vegeta and Goku show. Yay!
Why not Gohan?
What about Gohan? Ugh.
Oh, I got something.
What's up?
I don't know if the music is the same in this movie as it is in the rest of the other movies and TV shows, but
Yes.
I very much enjoyed the music.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm.
The original
It-
Kikuchi score.
even though-
Yes.
Even though it was like kind of goofy at times, I'm like, this is fun. I'm very much enjoying
Oh.
the soundtrack. Like,
I-
it's a combination of like the city pop stuff that I listen to, but it also reminded me at times of like, 1960s Batman or like the Star Trek original series at some times, and I think that added to the goofiness for me.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't know. I just really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Kikuchi's like a legend when it comes to like a lot of the Japanese media. He's such a great composer, and that's also another like big debate among a lot of Dragon Ball fans, specifically like fans like around like the Gen X millennial age, because when they were growing up with the show and when it was localized here in the States, they didn't bring over the original Japanese score. Instead, it was either one of two: either the Bruce Falconer rescore, which is the one that aired on like Toonami and stuff in like the late '90s, early 2000s, or there's like another replacement score that I think is like on like I don't know if you've like seen like those like orange Dragon Ball Z like DVD sets in like Walmart, but like those have like another replacement score. So like a lot of people like have like a preference. There's like a debate like which do you prefer, like the original Japanese score, or like the American like Bruce Falconer score? Like I have no nostalgia for the Falconer score, so I don't care. Like I don't like that version. Like I get it. Like it feels very like late '90s. Like when you listen to it, like a lot more like guitar heavy, a lot more like rock heavy. But like that original Japanese score, like I feel like that's like the soul of like Dragon Ball Z. Like I love that original music, and this special like carries like the original soundtrack. So,
but
that's always my
Derek,
favorite.
why we wouldn't get the perfect Cell theme?
Don't get me started on friggin' Rock the Dragon. I can't. I can't.
What about what's it called? Hell's Bells, Vegeta's theme. That one's a bit obnoxious. I'll give you that one. Anytime Vegeta's on screen, it's just boom, 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 boom. It's like, okay.
I will not take any slander on Perfect Cell's theme. I think it's great. I love it.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna stay away from that joke. But...
Check out my perfect remix. It's perfect.
Actually, speaking of the Dragon Ball Orange box sets, I feel like now is the perfect time for me to go on my little mini rant about
you mentioned you
the
wanted to do this.
preservation of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because this is like an interesting discovery made like back in like I think like 2019 was like when I found out about this whole thing, and this was like right after I found out about the whole like Star Wars despecialized thing, how like George Lucas like went back and they changed like the original Star Wars trilogy and had like a bunch of like CGI and whatnot, and there's like no like legal way to watch the original like theatrical version of Star Wars except for like fan edits.
Yeah.
And then I have to see if I can find the video, because if I find it, like maybe we can like link in the description of this. But there was like a video I found back in like 2019 that like went into detail about like how all of the like home media releases of Dragon Ball and like all the other series and within the franchise have been like absolutely abysmal. Like because first like you had to deal with like all the localization issues with like a lot of those early dubs like not being like the best. But then like when we get to like 2005, it's like, okay, well Funimation like has a good grasp of what they're doing, like they're redubbing the show like fully uncut. But the problem was that the picture of the show was like heavily messed with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
since,
they slapped like a yellow piss filter
Yeah.
over something.
Yeah.
There's like they like color, quote unquote color corrected the show to make it look more appealing. And since this being like a late 80s, early 90s show, it was like in 4:3, so it has like if you're like watching like on a modern TV, like it has like the black bars on the sides, and they're like, oh, people don't like that, so they zoom in the show, and you're like losing information because like now the show was like zoomed in. It looks like there's a piss filter on it. Like it's like all this like stuff is like done to like make the show like look awful. But the thing is, like, obviously, the average person isn't gonna know like how the show is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
But that like specific master is like what they like distributed to like through like those orange DVD sets you like see on like Walmart and Target and all that kind of stuff. And for a lot of people, like that's the version of the show that like they grew up with. Like that's like what they know Dragon Ball is. Like they think it's supposed to look like that because it's an old show. That's why it looks like this. But, like no, it's like years of deterioration of like poor masters and then like taking those poor masters and remastering that, and it's like a whole thing. And then like every time that Funimation or Crunchyroll does a new release of the show, just like the fans like keep their fingers crossed and like pray like maybe this time they'll get the remaster, but like no, like each new Blu-ray set is like worse.
It's like either the same or somehow worse. Like they
Yeah.
found another way to like fuck it up. Like
Yeah, it's so sad because like around the time when Dragon Ball Z Kai was coming out, Funimation actually did try to like make like a very comprehensive and thorough restoration of the original series, which they I think a lot of fans like call like the level sets now, and it was like a very well done remaster. This was like 2009-ish, and it was on Blu-ray. But unfortunately, that version didn't sell well because like since they mass produced the orange boxes, people were still buying that, and they weren't buying the other level set Blu-rays. And Funimation was like, well, we sunk so much money into this, it's not worth to do the rest of the show. So they only did like 20-something episodes, and that was it. And then every other Blu-ray since then has been just taking those like the bad, severely botched masters and keep releasing them over and over again. And I felt so defeated, like watching that video in 2019, like finding out all this, like, oh, like there's just been like no good version of the show. And it's like, I tried to like look up like, hey, maybe like there's like fan restorations of the show, which would be like very daunting. Like for Dragon Ball Z alone being like 300 plus episodes, it's like that's so much that you have to like go through, like find like if you can find like original master tapes of it and then like go back and restore them. It's like that's so much work. That's way more work. Not to discredit like stuff like the Star Wars Despecialized stuff, but like that's just like 3 movies. It's like you're talking about like hundreds, thousands of episodes of multiple shows, like to remaster and like regrade and do all that stuff. It's like I was like, there's no way like anybody would do that. So I just kind of like accept like, well, for the rest of time that we're never gonna have good versions of Dragon Ball Z to watch like anywhere. And then like a year or two ago, I saw like a post on Twitter from this one person who goes by iChaos, and they like linked this one website that just had like every show, like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, all like a bunch of like download links to like fan restoration of the entire Dragon Ball series. Like it was just there, like somebody did it. I don't know like too much information about iChaos. Like if I could find more information, we'll probably link in the description for this. But as far as I know, I think he's like from France, and apparently they had a bunch of masters of like all the old like series, just for like French rebroadcast, and they were like all like super well preserved, and he like took the time to like digitize all of the tapes.
Jesus.
And he had, I don't think they've been like fully like graded or anything, but like even just like that alone already looks like really good. Like I've seen like bits, like I've like pulled up some episodes of the original Dragon Ball and Z, and like those a million times better than like any of the latest Blu-rays from Crunchyroll and Funimation and all that kind of stuff. Like it's so crazy how like even not even touching them, that's already such a big improvement over like what we've gotten. And I think like I'm like, yeah, again, like I'm trying to find like more information about like what these masters are, but like there's like plans to like do like 4K upscales of them and like just like preserve the show like the way it was originally meant to be, like seeing like the way it was like animated back in the 80s and 90s. So it's like I think it's like really cool, like someone actually took the time to preserve the show and like actually keep that part of history.
I know that like a YouTuber has brought that up before. I believe the name was Totally Not Mark.
Yeah, I know he also he made a video about that.
He's brought that up a lot, and he's also mentioned the group that does it as well.
Okay.
I believe they go by Seed of Might,
Yeah, Seed of Might. Yeah.
And they've like gone through and like done like a bunch of like upscaling and like color corrected a bunch of like the Z episodes and Dragon Ball episodes and a lot of the movies and specials as well.
Yeah. So it's crazy that like now we're actually at that point now where like we have, even if it's not an official way of it, we have like a way similar to Star Wars where it's like now if you want to experience the original series and like not deal with like one not deal with absurd prices that they charge for these Blu-ray sets, and also just like not witnessing a version that's not true to the original like artistry of the series. It's like so great that we have that.
Yeah. I'm just imagining Derek as like Commissioner Gordon and Batman Begins. Like, I never thanked you. You never have to. Oh man.
We should go back to talking about the actual special because the special itself is good. It's on the shorter end. It's only like what
48 minutes.
Like 40 minutes.
48.
48. That's a lot of like the older like Dragon Ball movies are like some of them aren't even like an hour.
Yeah.
Like they're like just shy of like that hour mark. I guess one of the big things we can talk about is I had it in my head.
Oh no.
Was I guess just the big thing, the fights really.
Yeah.
Like, what's a Dragon Ball thing without big spectacle fights?
Yeah. That's true. A lot of it is really just 1v2s, and we never got a fight where it was a 2v2 because Trunks fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Until he transforms. He's so bad at fighting. And I don't know, did you guys have a fair fight with this special, or
I really liked, well, obviously the biggest one was the end fight with not Trunks versus the androids, but Future Gohan versus the androids.
Yeah.
Like that's the big one that like everybody talks about. But I really enjoyed the Trunks versus the androids, especially when they're like chasing him through that building.
It becomes a horror movie, dude.
It becomes a horror movie. Like it actually was like, I was like, oh, hold on, this is actually like kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, they're just, they know that Trunks is like spent of like energy and stuff like that, so they're just toying with him.
Yeah. Got that haunted mansion, sound and music and everything.
Yeah, it's like it's actually like terrifying. Like
I agree. It's very scary, especially okay. What was really like scary was how natural the one take was of 17 going like, where'd he go? And he's just standing right behind him. He's like, Jesus.
Exactly. And then the one with like 18 around the corner being like, I see you, and she's like holding up a piece of broken glass.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, look, we got some like really good shots and lighting. It's really
there were a lot of really good shots in this.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the androids for a second because I was thinking about this the entire time we were like watching them like fight. Like when we're gonna jump over to Super for a second, because like when it was announced like the lineup for the Tournament of Power, and it showed both like 17 and 18, I was like, oh my god. Because I was just thinking back to like this special and like how they were kind of like a lethal duo.
Yeah.
Like you saw the way they were like weaving like in and out. They were like sync for most parts. Yeah, how
parallel
like,
they were
yeah. with each other. And then the Tournament of Power came around and we saw that like twice.
Yeah.
And then most of the time they were just off by themselves doing their own stuff.
Yeah.
And like that upset me a little bit because I'm like, they could do so much.
Yeah.
Like together. Like they could have like taken out a good bit of the tournament if they worked together, but they didn't.
True.
They worked together like twice, and one of them was to take out Ribrianne, which thank God.
Yeah.
Like, we see it, and then like later in like the manga, and I'm jumping over to the manga now. They actually like are like this lethal duo when like in the Moro arc where they fight Moro because
Mhm.
like one of Moro's like whole like shtick is that like he can like steal and absorb energy, and like Gohan, Piccolo, and like a bunch of other people are getting their like shit, getting like kicked. They're getting their asses kicked by Moro, and then the androids just come out of nowhere and are just like, oh, you steal energy? Well, shame you can't do that to us. And then they start like beating the shit out of him
Yeah.
until Moro pulls out like a plot device and then gets the upper hand on them.
Pulls out some random Dragon Ball bullshit.
Exactly. And it's just like I wanted to see in the main series like of like their teamwork that they showed here.
Do you want to know what I wanted to see more? And I know it's probably just this version can do it. Hey, since when can Gohan make shields?
Because he can.
I was so confused. I was like, he never does this ever again.
Because the plot needed him to.
He needed to make a shield for this moment just so he could die later. Yeah, like it's like when all of a sudden they give Goku random powers. Like, oh, Goku can just read your mind. It's like, why?
And then he never does it again.
And it's a one-time power that they never use again. Much like the force speed in Phantom Menace. But
one-time use.
One-time use. You can only do it once, apparently. But yeah, I I agree. The fights are really good in this. I enjoyed the what was it called? Super World or whatever.
Oh yeah, Super World.
Yeah, Super World. That was a good set piece to use of a fight, and just like again of 18 just toying with not Gohan with Trunks because he's way out of his element. He's so like it's a child in war right now. It's not gonna work, bro.
Like Trunks did land a good blow on 18 there with that gut shot, and then that was when like, all right, I'm done toying with this kid.
Yeah, now it's she really just like hit that one image of Goku with the Prowler music for a second. She gets gut punched. She's like, okay, nah.
That's the last time you get one on me.
Right. But yeah.
Guess we can go into the actual like the emotional core of the special, which I'm sure people are dying for us to talk about. The Future Gohan's death.
Spoilers.
Sorry, this special came out in what, 93? If you haven't seen it by then.
Also, I'm pretty sure it's like the 5th time we mentioned it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I love.
Which I feel like that was mostly just due to him being careless. I feel that's like the vibe of like the way that Gohan is in this like alternate reality is like a lot different. I feel like from the Gohan we see like in like the regular timeline. Like I feel like he just like throws himself into like these situations. And I feel like it was only a matter of time before he was gonna get himself killed. So like.
You're saying this version of Gohan's just suicidal then?
Yeah, essentially.
Well, he even like said himself like, oh, I want to be like my dad. So like I feel like most of this stuff is just like oh, most of his thought process is like, oh, what would my dad do? What would Goku do in this?
Yeah, and I think like even that an extension to like everything else that happens, it shows like why Goku's like death at that point is like so integral. Like it is like his place in like the Android Saga isn't like just because like oh he's strong and he's like the reason they're able to like save everyone, like this doesn't happen, but like it's because of like the way I view it's like because of that risk of like how important Goku was at this specific moment in time, it fuels the motivation for stuff that happens like in the Cell Saga where it's like okay, like now we gotta take stuff seriously because it's like how close of a call it was now dealing with the androids and like just preparing now. So it's like I feel like the way that Gohan acts in this movie is kind of like a repercussion of like well without those experiences like now this is like the way he is. So
yeah, you are technically right. He does do what his dad is really good at doing, dying.
Yeah.
Oh. Emily, Goku has died like 5 times in this show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I thought the intro was like his first and final death, so I was like,
No.
Drake's dog. Okay.
He's died multiple times throughout the series.
He's technically died twice by the time of this. Because they thought he was dead from Namek, and he died with Raditz the first time. Like, they thought he was dead then. And then now he's dead because of a heart disease. There's like a legendary line in a abridged version of this where it's like, he just got back from training after being dead. After training. After being dead.
My son.
It's like, yeah, that just sums up Goku in general.
I do also want to point out, I was also kind of shocked at how short that final fight was between Gohan and the androids. I always thought it was like a lot longer, but in reality, it's just like, oh, he shows up, he beats them up for a little bit, then it starts raining, and then he dies.
Yeah.
When in like, I'm gonna quote one of the games in Kakarot, they honestly, I think that is like my favorite of like Gohan's like final stand against the androids, because they make it much more grand. They make it much more of like a grand send off to Gohan instead of it just being like, oh, he's dead now. Not saying it wasn't like a send off, because like he died fighting the androids, but it just kind of felt underwhelming in this. When in like Kakarot, he's in like one final beam struggle between the androids. Kakarot is just like an insanely pretty game for like Dragon Ball. A lot of because the people that did the Naruto like Ninja Storm cutscenes, like that development team made this game, made Kakarot, and it's just so, a lot of the cutscenes are so beautiful, and they did that with Future Gohan's death, with this like one final beam struggle between him and the androids. The one thing I won't forgive Kakarot for is completely not showing Vegeta's final flash against Cell.
Oh.
Like that is just not in the game.
Oh. That's weird.
Yeah. Like every other big moment from Z you can think of is in the game except for that.
But it shows how powerful Cell is. It shows like,
nope.
But
not in the game. But it's not there.
That's stupid.
You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. It's not there.
Huh. So, anyways, Bridgetown. Bridgetown.
Not a single bridge.
Not a single bridge. They destroyed them all, man.
Well, the bridge is like the Bridgetown is like in a canyon.
Yeah, so where are all the bridges?
So then why was it called Bridgetown?
Not the canyon.
It should be called Canyon Town, man. But yeah,
good segue. I see what you did there with the Bridgetown.
Yeah, Bridgetown. Yeah, that whole final fight with Trunks and the androids at Bridgetown is actually very, very good, and a lot of puns.
Yeah.
And also like a lot of like you said with like them toying with Trunks, like she's standing on the sword. Wow. Also,
the one line like, "I see your point."
I see your point.
Like 2 inches. The sword is like 2 inches from his like eyeball or something.
Yeah. Why would Trunks think that it would work to bring his sword to the past when he used it in the future and it didn't work at all? Is it because he wanted to try it out with Frieza, I guess? And he was like, oh, hey, it worked here. Maybe it'll work with the androids. And then it gets broken in half.
Yeah.
It's like, Trunks, come on, man. You ain't smart here. You're not a smart guy here. No, then again, he is Vegeta's kid, so.
Yeah, he is Vegeta's son.
Yeah, I guess those genes carry over.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, he also is the son of the smartest woman in the world.
So it counterbalances. So he's just average.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Vegeta's smarter than Goku. Yeah, well, Bulma's smarter than both of them combined.
What else is there really to say about?
How did he survive that blast?
That is a good point.
How did he survive that? Because he was dead to rights there. Like, literally, in that whole final fight, it's like, he is spent. He is cornered. He is going to die. And 17, like, is like, I got him. I'll kill him. And then 18 comes in. It's like, nah, let me do it. And then she blasts him, like, in the face. How is he not dead?
Yeah, I don't get how he lived that either. He should have been dead there.
Like, just plot, I guess,
Pretty much.
because he needed to, and the writers just didn't know how to write him out of getting out of this. But what would have been really cool is if during that moment, instead of blasting him, they just saw Cell standing there, and then like Trunks ran away. He's like, we gotta get out of here. That would have been cool.
Well, Cell was still incubating technically.
Was he?
Yeah,
Oh.
he was still in Jiro's sub lab with Android 13.
Hmm. Oh, Android 13. Look at my trucker hat. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was still incubating. He was close to being done, I think. Because when he goes back, after he gives Goku the antidote, I think he then kills the androids, and then Cell kills him and steals his time machine, and goes back to the past.
And how does Trunks go back after to fight the other androids?
Different timelines.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ain't that convenient?
Yeah, it is.
Hmm. So technically, it's two different Trunks we're seeing.
Yeah.
A pair of Trunks.
Ha.
Oh.
Uh,
Ha ha ha.
Anyways, anything else we want to talk about?
I think we've gotten the most out of this 48-minute OVA, honestly.
True.
Because going in, I thought there'd be a lot more to talk about, but after sitting down and watching it, we really covered all we needed to say about it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really just an extension of like that specific arc of the show,
Yeah.
the Android Saga,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just like a complimentary, additional adventure you could watch with it. Really.
Yeah. So, with that, Logan, is there anything you would like to plug?
No, because I'm not a content creator.
Well, you can plug your own like Instagram or like whatever, or
I don't use really any social media. I just use it for myself. I don't really post anything.
okay. Damn.
Sorry.
Okay. we got a normie here, I guess.
Sorry, my fault. I just want to talk about Dragon
He's
Ball.
not chronically online. like the rest of us.
That's why I scroll through TikTok at least a few hours a day.
Oh, I'm aware. You send me so many meth gator like TikToks. So many. of-
Like Freddy Fazbear.
Oh my god.
My last brain cell.
Kakarot,
Emily.
you blasted fool.
Derk or Emily, you got anything else you want to plug?
Well, my art account is on Instagram at lightlimey, and I also have a YouTube channel called Light in Limey. Just released a new music video. Pretty excited about it. Yeah, that's what I got to plug in. If anyone's interested.
Yeah. As for us here at Cinema Dopes, you guys know what to do with all the bells and whistles, like and subscribe and all that shit. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast. We are not officially, this is the first episode that we're going to say this, we are not on Spotify anymore because fuck that.
What's wrong with Spotify, man?
Does he know, chat?
Don't know.
Well, don't worry, we'll explain it to you when you're older.
It's Dad.
But no, yeah, we're not on there anymore, but you can check us out on other podcast like stuffs like Apple or even YouTube Music. We're actually on there, and I followed us on there and I didn't even realize we were on there. But yeah, all that, like and subscribe, everything again. Yeah, yada yada. Bye.
Bye.
Next time on Cinema Dose Podcast, will Logan learn what happened with the Cinema Dose on Spotify? Will Cade ever do a Barnyard episode? Will Emily ever learn what happened during this episode or anything about Dragon Ball Z? But most importantly, will these 4 intrepid heroes learn of the secret threat known as Perfect Rex?
I'm Perfect Cell, you porous freak.
Find out next time on the Cinema Dose Podcast.